houses. Hi everyone, I am here in West Chicago right now on 59 and Forest Avenue. This morning we have received reports that ICE is coming, and I have seen them, masked people, masked individuals. We don't know who they are. We are making sure that the community knows their rights. Stay inside of your house. Do not answer the door unless there is a warrant.
Take your laptops and electronics out the bag. If you got a hoodie on, take it off.
America first. America first. America first.
Whoa. Okay, so don't come to America right now. I mean, all the obvious reasons why, but this is not safe for you. I just heard about 2 German young men who flew in to Honolulu Airport who were detained by ICE. They were questioned for hours. They were strip searched, naked, strip searched. They were placed in green jumpsuits, and they were put in a holding cell with criminals. Don't come here. It's not safe. It's not safe for me. I'm born and raised here. It's not safe for me. It's definitely not safe for you. Please, 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 please. Don't come here right now.
The United States is seeing a huge dramatic drop in international visitors.
Because who the hell wants to go on holiday in Gilead? Who wants to go on holiday in Gilead, please? Because I don't. Red is not my colour. It's not. Every other day there's a horror story about someone who has tried to travel to the USA. Every single day. Stopped in the airport, can't get through, held up for hours, being questioned, having their phones looked through, having their emails looked through, having their social media looked through. Why would anybody want to pay for that? Especially when the whole world is there to travel to. The one silver lining in all of this, for everybody else, not the USA, like you lot are cooked, but for the rest of the world, it means that this is going to open up tourism for so many other countries that other people would never really have considered going to. They're going to start going to them now.
Mexico is reaping the benefits of a U.S. travel boycott. According to the Financial Times, Canadian travel to the U.S. dropped over 13%. It's projected to drop even further. And that's not a fluke. Canadians are intentionally boycotting the United States over Trump's policies. Instead, they're heading south. Travel to Mexico being up more than 15%. And searches for places like Cancun, Sayulita, and Mexico City skyrocketing. Mexico's tourism secretary literally said Canadians are choosing friendlier policies. And airlines are listening. They're pulling back flights to the US and adding new ones to Mexico. And it's not just Canadians. People all over the world are ditching US travel. Flights to the US have already dropped nearly 25% this year alone. They just do not want to support the United States right now, and for good reason.
People are going to stop coming to the United States. There has been story after story of tourists being detained by ICE for no reason, being stripped, put in cold showers, interrogated, tortured, being detained indefinitely, not being allowed to speak to their family members, not being allowed to speak to their lawyers. Do you think anyone from Europe is going to want to come to the United States this summer? Our tourism industry has already died. The majority of people just don't realize it yet. And if you are not in the United States currently, I would highly advise, do not come here. You cannot trust us. You cannot trust our government. It is unsafe.
So I've canceled my next trip to the United States. I was meant to be going there in later April. I was looking forward to it as well, like going to Boston, New England, beautiful places, lovely people. In fact, I even have both friends and actually some relatives in Maine, but I've canceled it because ICE, or whatever the hell it is detaining people. I mean, they detained a young Canadian for 10 days. They apparently arrested a bunch of Germans recently. They're going through people's phones. Like, this is meant to be the United States is meant to be the beacon of democracy and freedom and so forth. Well, it is anything but. This is what fascism actually looks like. It is awful in North Korea, and it is awful in Saudi Arabia, and it is awful in Iran. So we can all be honest about that. But when that sort of thing settles in to what we consider to be the free world, That is the erosion of any value that we actually stand for. So I bring business to the United States, right? I run tours. Well, I'm not going to now. It's shocking, but I woke up 3 days in a row worrying about flying down there. And then I talked to someone I know kind of on the inside who said, don't fly in if you're not an American citizen. Like, this is how terrible it is at the moment.
Don't travel to the U.S. and don't buy American goods. I understand the gravity of that request coming from me. And I fully understand that there are a lot of people that can't do it. So let me explain myself. If you're watching this and you don't know who I am, I'm an American who's living abroad in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and one who is fearing for the state of the States at the moment. But as the world watches the States, there is a sense of absolute disgust with what's happening. And there's a sense of hopelessness and futility as we watch the United States of America become the Democratic People's Republic of America. This is something that we can do to directly affect what's going on. First is, don't travel to the States. This is especially true if you are not a white person. I hate to say it that way, but it is very true. Migrant hate is at an all-time high. And just watching it and hearing the stories, I do not feel like it's safe for you guys to go.
Nobody wants to come to the U.S. anymore. At the beginning of 2025, tourism was estimated to be up about 6.2% this year. So going into 2025, we're going to see a 6.2% increase in tourism. By August, tourism is down almost 8.2% at a loss of $12.5 billion. Nobody wants to come here to this. Who would want to come to a police state nation where the National Guard and all the police and federal agents and ICE are picking people up in masks and people are being detained and disappearing? You got law enforcement on every corner. Who would want to spend their vacation here and deal with that? Who would want to bring their family to a police military zone? Hell, the citizens in the cities aren't even coming out no more. They're staying in the house because they don't want to be bothered with all the stress and BS coming from all the officers detaining people, pulling people over, stopping people, walking up to people sitting on park benches. What's going on? Who would want to be in this type of environment? Like, everybody around the world hates us right now, and they're looking at us just waiting for us to implode, honestly. Both our neighbors to the north and south, Canada and Mexico, want nothing to do with us, don't want us there, and they don't want to come here. They don't want to do business with us.
The bully of the world, Donald Trump, is going to tank the U.S. economy. But I'm asking the world, boycott American products. Do not buy any American products. The only way that countries and people like Trump and Musk understand is money, the almighty dollar. The United States, actually, it's about $3 trillion that the world generates by buying American products.
So y'all know them travel advisory reports that the United States loves to push out, basically telling us to not go to certain places because they're violent or it's not safe. Yeah, so the Department of Commerce has now issued a report showing a growing list of countries advising their citizens to not come to the United States, to not come and visit the United States. Yeah, now we are not the safe country. So I'm reading from an article that you can find on Forbes.com, right? So it says that the United States government reported a double-digit overall drop in international arrivals last month, with much bigger losses coming from Canada, Mexico, and lucrative Western Europe markets, suggesting foreign tourists are staying away in significant numbers due to the tariff backlash and even harsher immigration tactics.
Vegas airport. Look at how empty it is. It's almost eerie. There are people down there. I don't think I've ever been to Vegas airport when there's nobody here.
Have you guys seen the ports? If you haven't seen the ports, go ahead and look in your search bar for Los Angeles ports or Seattle ports, because it is being reported they're an absolute ghost town. The last ships are coming in at the end of this month. And on the East Coast, it's not getting any better. The last ship coming in from China is targeted for May 10th. And if you look, at ports in China, the largest port in China, it is an active, busy hub. So it shows you it's not something that's sweeping the globe here. This is not COVID. This is more directed. This is direct effect of Donald Trump and his tariffs. And I'm not going to come in here and fearmonger and say we're not going to have anything, but you better believe if ships are not docking and they are not taking goods off those ships and they are shipping empty, 40+% of ships are shipping like empty or close to empty. What do you think that's going to happen? The only logical conclusion is there are going to be less goods on the shelves.
Florida beaches are empty because racism don't pay the bills. Now those beaches and businesses are empty in Florida, and the business owners are scratching their head. They're like, I don't understand what's happening and why this is going on. This is what happens when you build your entire platform on bigotry and fear. When you spend years attacking immigrants, the very people who visit your state, spend money in your hotels, eat at your restaurants, buy your tacky ass beach towels. Don't act shocked when they stop showing up. And understand, it's not just tourists who aren't coming to Florida. When you squeeze the working class like a lemon, there is no juice left for joy. You think people got beach money right now? People can't even afford to go outside. And all those Trump tariffs, those weren't on corporations. Those were Trump taxes on us. Prices went up, jobs got cut, and now folks are choosing between groceries and gas, not plane tickets to Clearwater. And y'all made Florida a hostile environment, honestly. And not just for immigrants, but also for black people, LGBTQ, teachers, hell, even librarians. Y'all made the beach a battleground. So now it's just you and those overpriced souvenir stands collecting dust.
The U.S. is set to lose $12.5 billion because of it. Traveler spending here is already down 22.5%. That's from last year.
Look, barely anyone on board.
There was nobody there. There was nobody in my row. It was really shocking. I've never been on a flight like that.
The loss to tourism alone in the United States is worse than expected. Catastrophic, devastating loss to tourism in the United States of America. In May, I posted this video, hang tight. It's worse than predicted. Catastrophic and unprecedented $12.5 billion loss for tourism. You heard me correctly, $12.5 billion loss just in 2025. It is now predicted to be $29 billion loss in 2025. I have worse news. People are not coming to the United States. The entire world is boycotting the United States of America. 184 countries are expected an increase in tourism. We're the only one that's not only not getting an increase, we are expected to have a $29 billion deficit in tourism. Trump is disastrous to the United States of America.
If you're planning your escape from the US sometime in the future, then you need to make sure you're keeping an eye on flights in and out of the country, because the number of flights coming in are dropping drastically. Therefore, those return flights are falling and the prices are going up. In the past 6 months, 10 major international airlines have cut US routes entirely. Iceland's Play Airlines is walking away from all US cities this fall. Lufthansa, Air France, Singapore Airlines are all redirecting their focus on other countries. They're shifting routes that used to go to the US to other European and Asian countries. International arrivals to the US dropped nearly 12% in March, just March of this year. It's the biggest fall since the pandemic. Bookings from Canada to the US for this summer collapsed by over 70%. And that's just what's being reported. Airlines go where the money is, and that isn't the US. And with the Republican Party making visitors and foreigners feel unwelcome, they're choosing not to visit the US. Why would you want to visit a country that you might get arrested just for arriving? Why would you want to go to a country that is turning into 1940s Germany? Visitors don't want to contribute to the rise of fascism.
Stay in your cars! Tell everyone to stay in your houses! Don't open your doors if you're going to war!
From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first. America first. America first.
So guys, people all over the world are saying the same thing right now. Don't go to America. Don't go to America. For decades, the US has been the destination. Disneyland, Broadway, Vegas, the beaches, the shopping. Now, empty airports, cancelled tours, even the neighbors, Canada and Mexico. Imagine Mexico. They're saying no thanks. Tourism isn't just some small side hustle for the US. It's trillions of dollars flowing into hotels, restaurants, airlines, local shops. And when that dries up, it's not the billionaires who feel it first. It's the bartenders, the cab drivers, the hotel cleaners, everyday working people. So Trump's America's first is very silly, actually. What does America first even mean when nobody wants to come there or invest there or spend their money there? These extreme far-right policies make the US look hostile on the world stage. They make it look hostile, unwelcoming, and frankly, unsafe. The raids, the detentions, the strip searches at the airport, who would want to go through that? You know, people are getting locked up just for visiting. Just for visiting. And it's sending a clear message. You are not wanted. And guess what? The world is listening. Airlines are literally rerouting from the US. The travelers are taking their vacations and their wallets elsewhere. So here's the thing. While the Trump administration keeps patting themselves on the back for being tough, they're tanking one of the biggest industries in the country. And the rest of us are left paying the price through higher costs, lost jobs, and their reputation that's gone down the drain. People don't trust America anymore. Yeah, the US was once one of the freest and most welcoming countries. Now it's holding up a huge "do not enter" sign. So what do you think, guys? Drop a comment below. Let's start the conversation. Thanks for watching, as always. Like, share, and please subscribe.